Bobdale Gloves CFR is brought to you by Bobdale Gloves. Found online at bobdalegloves.com.
Night number one's in the books, but we're going to focus on night number two right now. Fast times as well as high-marked rides. It's going to be an exciting CFR 42 as we get ready for some of the best rodeo action. Make sure you put your foot on the gas and stick with us. Here is the Bobdale Gloves CFR on Shaw TV. This is our chance to head down to Rexall and find out everything that's going on. So, Alana Nolan, are you there?
I am here at Rexall Place. We are ready for night number two of the Canadian Finals Rodeo, and I think it's going to be electric here.
Well, and I hope it is, because it's one of those things where it's night number two. The sophomore jinx is off, all the jitters are gone, all the anxiety's done, but on to bigger and better things. How about the man I had in the studio yesterday in Scott Byrne?
That's right. I really enjoyed your interview with Scotty Byrne, and he's retiring after this year's CFR. But one competitor that is calling it quits after this year's CFR is bull rider Tyler Thompson. Now, he is going off into greener pastures as a pickup man, so it won't be the last time we see him in a rodeo arena. He didn't have much luck last night, but tonight is the spinner pen of bulls, and I think TNT still has a spark left in him.
Well, and a spinner suits him well. He's that guy that just gets on there and sits in the middle, and he's going to make a great ride tonight. We say he's leaving the bull riding game, but he's going to stay in rodeo.
Very cool story about being a pickup man, and I have it. Some sources down here are telling me that they are going to be honoring Tyler Thompson in a very special way on Sunday, so hopefully we can bring our Shaw TV viewers into that presentation as well.
Well, that's it. And a highlight from last night that I thought we should bring up and talk about, how about Matt Shizawa?
I know, he comes into CFR and sets an arena record, but Mike, I'm hearing down here that we might have not seen the fastest time in the tie-down roping yet this year. Apparently, these calves this year are a little bit smaller than they have been in the past years, and they don't have the big milk belly that they usually do, which that's not to say that animal welfare isn't a top priority of the CFR. It's actually better for the calves because they're not, the jerking is not as strenuous on their bodies, and it's a little bit better for them physically.
Well, Alana, thanks for all the updates. It's great that we get to catch up with you right down at the dirt at Rexall. I hope we get to chat about more great things tomorrow.
We sure will, you bet.
AMTA, the voice of Alberta highway transportation. The AMTA now has 2 simulators in daily use, our static trainer in Edmonton, and our mobile training unit out of Calgary, which allows training at the transportation companies themselves. These are invaluable tools, honing driver skills for shifting, banking, or hazardous road and weather conditions, all in a controlled and safe environment. And that translates to better safety on our roads. Introductory pricing of $30 per hour. Alberta Motor Transportation Association.
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Welcome everyone to the Bobdale Gloves CFR on Shaw TV. I'm Mike LaBelle, he's Tim Edge, and tonight it's the big E when we get to the bareback riding for eliminators.
You bet. They're big, they're bad, they're strong, and they are about to rip some arms off.
Awesome. Let's head right to the buck and shoots. Look at this. We're about to get ready to go with these ones, and it's going to get exciting. Right off the hop, let's go to Carbon Alberta's Cole Goodine as he's drawn Spilled Perfume. Tim, This could be a good matchup.
Big, strong horse, and Cold Goodine taps him off right here. Uh-oh, he is out of shape and leaned off of one side, and I tell you what, slam dunk, it ripped the hide right off his drumstick there. I tell you what, not a good day for Cold Goodine.
10 points from the Russian judge on that get-off. Tough luck for Cold Goodine in his second CFR, so you know what? Things are going to improve for him, and it's only going to get better when you're a young superstar like him.
You bet. You can't hang your head with a horse like Spilled Perfume. She has been renowned to hammer people in the ground, and by God, she did it again today. Not late. Kaylee, Alberta, must have a beautiful bucking horse. Comes from the Kesslers. Big, white, and strong. Let's watch Matt Late get tapped off right here. Watch him beat this horse to the ground each and every time. Bring the spurs back up to the rig, and that's what you want to get done, and you're ever happy, Orange Shabs.
Well, the Orange Shabs do it all, and we have a qualified ride. That's the important part of this. As Matt comes out, he makes a great spur ride on a tough horse of must-have, 81.25 points, so he is in there right now in a great place to set the bar.
You betcha, the bar is high. Anytime Matt Late rides into the arena, that big white horse did a good job for him here today. Let's go now. We got no problems with Kevin Landsman. As it turns out, OLS Tubbs Ross River is the vanquished guy here today. No luck on the horse.
You talk about a former horse of the year, and this is just an arm jerker right here. You watch. Big, strong, and tests his mettle, and unfortunately Kevin Landsman not up to the task tonight. Let's head to the flyboy. Telqua BC's Logan Hodson aboard Cimarron. Tim, this could be fun.
Absolutely. I love this horse. Great big glazed face and 3 white socks like a true paint that he is. Watch the guy ride. He's big, he's strong, and he's tough. They're loggers. They build homes for a living. He's awesome. Check that out. Lands on his feet.
Yeah, well, 2-point landing. He landed on one knee, but that's way better than I could have done. As he gets to it, he is money right here and ties the leaderboard at 81.25 points. Telqua BC, how about everyone on the other side of the Rockies? Congratulations.
You bet. All right, we're going to go now to Bowden, Alberta. Kai Marshall trailed us the horse. This is a rematch from the Pinoca Stampede. Great, big, strong bay horse. Has him way back off that rigging. Holy lightning, he is getting ripped around there a little bit. We're going to get him set back on the ground. We're going to let the judges adjudicate this one, see exactly where he ended up at the 8.
Well, Kai Marshall comes out okay, gets in time, and you see a couple head fakes, ducks to the right, and all of a sudden comes left, and Kai Marshall gets out of shape right here. He is doing everything he can to hang on. A few slaps and just doing everything to not get himself hung up. Tough luck for Kai Marshall. Let's go to the former Canadian champion in Dusty LaValle, Bezanson, Alberta. Call me Kendra. This is a tough horse, but a tough cowboy.
Absolutely. He's big, strong. He's been here before. He knows what it takes to ride them all and stay inside that average. Now, Calgary Stampede still applying us, like you said, with once again a prior bareback horse of the year. Call me Kendra. Look at the strength and the power this horse has as she's going down and kicks out the backside. Dusty LaValle, if I could say safety up in the bareback ride, we're doing it here right now. Look at the strength in this guy's upper body.
87 points. Well, time to go another Canadian champion. 5 times between the novice and the open, and Kyle Bowers, Drayton Valley, Alberta, and he's about to climb on this one. Look, oh, little bobble up in the front, goes down to the knees, isn't going to work out the way that he wants. So Kyle Bowers finishes the ride, but we're going to leave it up to the judges whether they're going to award him a re-ride or not. We're pretty sure they're going to mark him. Let's have a look right there. Down he goes, 78.75 points with the option of a re-ride. So we'll have to see if he's going to take that.
Well, absolutely. These horses are just like people. Every now and then they have a day off and a bad day. Didn't work out for him here today, but he has the option of a re-ride. We're going to run him to re-ride in here in a moment's time. In the meantime, Ty, Taipatat, Regina, and Copper Cat. Copper Cat's one to talk about. He's been on tire all over North America. Great big buckskin pony. Now, here's where the strength and power comes in with both cowboy and horse. Watch the athleticism of the pair as they join together. We had a bareback ride. How about a Ty Taipatat?
The buckskin Shabs, the buckskin horse, and they match up for a great buck and horse ride. 81.75 points. That's going to move him up the leaderboard. Copper Cat not making it easy on him at all. It's great to see the Cowboys coming to the challenge of this eliminator pen here tonight.
You bet. It's absolutely fantastic as we roll into Colin Adams. Makeup face. I love this horse. Bar C5 brings him to town. Fabulous creature. What are we going to get done today? He marks him out good, leans backstage square. Things are getting a little wild, loose, gapped open like that $2 suitcase. lands face down.
Not the way the Manitoba Cowboy wanted to finish up. As we go back to the re-ride, he marks him out well, keeps himself in position, and then you just see that horse powering forward and that bucking right over his head each and every time. And unfortunately, Colin Adams ends up on the downstairs end of that. Let's go to Cadogan, Alberta. Clint Lay aboard the Calgary Stampede's Rum Flavored.
Rum flavored, just how I like it. This is an awesome, awesome bucking horse. Look at the snap on the back end, typical of the Calgary Stampede Championship stock we have grown to love over the years. Now the young man from a rodeo family knows he's got one road, reaches down with the free arm, says, let me out of here, give me some points, I want off Mr. Resch.
Well, this is the practice pen for him. Is, you know, he's just going to keep going and getting better and better. 84.5, move him to the top of the class right now. Clint Lay, you're proving everyone wrong. You're doing an amazing job and beating all the veterans at their own game.
Great, great deal. Caleb Bennett, tournament in Utah, and here is Virgil. You betcha. They won $100,000 on this horse at the Calgary Stampede. Look at the size, the power. Man, this is an awesome horse. Caleb Bennett going to town, doing the job for us here today. We're going to sound that whistle, and I tell you what, if that don't wet your whistle, you're drinking the wrong whiskey, Mike.
Well, that's it. He makes one heck of a ride, and he is proud. Look at that. It's the pose down. It's the pose down week here at the CFR. How about that? 88.5 points for Virgil and Caleb Bennett. It could be 2 nights in a row.
It could be 2 nights in a row. Let's see what the winning round horse throws at him here tonight. I'm going to score him if it happens again.
Well, that's it, and we get to it, and let's watch. So far, we know we have a re-ride, but we're still a couple men left. Let's go to Jake Vold, Airdrie, Alberta, the reigning Canadian champion, and he is never short on turning his toes out and getting to bucking.
Absolutely. Calgary Stampede bringing another one. Here is a veteran in the bucking horse world. Soap bubbles, absolutely fantastic. This is exactly where Jake wanted to draw in here today. He wanted something solid. He wanted something he could make points on. He wanted something he could be flashy and stay in the average and keep his lead way in the front. 85 3/4. It's going to do it.
That's going to cut him a check and keep him in that #1 position so far. Jake Vold, congratulations. Here we go to Kyle Bowers and his re-ride. The re-ride horse is Blue Wings from the Kesslers. It's making a nice ride. Not as strong as the other ones. You see, things just don't match up for him when you think about it. 2 rides inside of about a 15-minute span. That's going to take all the energy, all the anxiety. You got your blood boiling for the first one. You got to try and ramp it all up again. Kyle Bowers makes best on it at 81 1/4 points.
You bet. You got to hand it to him. He's still technically perfect, even though he's only 81 1/4. We say only, but you know what? Anywhere else in the world, I'd go ahead and win first. He steps off and says, "Here you go, Edmonton. I'm still your guy."
Look at Caleb Bennett shooting the guns, riding with the reins in his mouth 2 nights in a row. There's your go-round champion. And, you know, I couldn't be happier for the guy. He makes an amazing spur ride. It's just awesome. Let's head to the boards right now and see where things shaped up. As we have a look at the leaderboards, look at that. Caleb Bennett, 2 nights in a row, 88 points. Dusty LaValle in second at 87. Jake Vold, 85 3/4. Clint Lay, 84.5. And that's your top 4 guys in the bareback riding tonight. Let's go to the overall standings. It looks a little bit like this. Caleb Bennett makes 12,000. Dusty LaValle makes 9,000. Jake Vold, 5,900. Clint Lay, 2,800. And Ty Tapatat, 1,200. To the overall standings, Jake Vold still in the lead, but it's getting cut down by Caleb Bennett, who's moved himself into second place with 41,000. Ty Tapatat at 33, Kyle Bowers in fourth at 29, and Colin Adams, the Manitoba man, at $26,000. Let's go to Alana Nolan and the Winner's Circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, for the second night in a row, it's Caleb Bennett. It was the rank pen of horses tonight. How did you do it?
I don't know. I've been on that horse before. I actually had him earlier this year at Ponoka. Short round, he bucked me off right at the whistle. Before the draw yesterday, I told everybody that was the horse I wanted. I wanted revenge, and I don't know. There's just something. I found out I drew him. Something about that horse. He's got the whole package. You know, the size, the athleticism. I just tried to match him. He's bucking really hard, and threw it all at me today, and about got me again right at the whistle. But I managed to hang on.
How confident are you at this year's CFR? This is the second time we're talking to you this week.
I got a lot more confidence this year period. I've kind of switched up some workout routines at home, some mental games at home, you know, and I've just told myself that no matter what horse I draw, no matter where I go, I want to win this year. And I didn't do as good a couple weeks ago at my circuit finals as I wanted to, and it lit a fire under my rear end, you know, so I'm here to win. As long as they keep running underneath me, I'm going to keep trying to win first.
Well, congratulations, Caleb. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Tim, that was one heck of a bareback riding.
You betcha. Caleb Bennett came to town and worked one more time again. Like he said, it was his revenge on that horse in the show round in Ponoka. Almost had him at the whistle, but he got it nailed.
Well, he did. It's time to head back down to Rexall. The Magic Rodeo happened earlier today. Let's go join Bianca Jade.
Rodeo magic is extra special for people that grew up in this world. Today we found out from kids in our community what's their rodeo magic. How much fun are you having today?
Lots of fun.
What would you say is the best part?
A horse.
Always good when you can help special needs whenever.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
What do you think that was like?
It was good.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part about today?
I can't explain.
Oh, it's been excellent. It's such a great experience, the rodeo community giving back to these kids, and they're having a lot of fun.
These kids come in here and get to do all this stuff, and Northlands puts this on for them, and I think they really enjoy it.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, this is good. This is great that they do this every year.
To be here and be able to give back and see these kids light up when they rope a calf or they get to ride a horse, it's awesome.
Really good. I've had a couple kids take them on some wagon rides and some horse rides, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
You want to be a cowboy?
Yeah!
What's been your favorite part so far?
Probably the horseback riding.
Fun watching the kids smile and never be around this stuff before, so it's pretty fun.
They had a great time here, and the cowboys are amazing. They're so good with the kids.
Just seeing the kids hopping on the horses and experiencing this is so great, and it's very rewarding.
Almost tears coming out. I laughed so hard at some of the kids that were in here and the faces they would make, and they'd pop up, and they were just having such a great time that it's just infectious.
Yeehaw! High five, well done.
It's time for the big boys, Tim. The Bulldoggers are ready and at the timed event end.
You betcha. Justin Miller, Nipawin, Manitoba, bearded wonder from the flatland. Uh-oh, misses the nose on one. Big, strong steer. He is going to run him around in there like that brand new Ninja blender when you're doing the fruit extraction. Holy lightning, slam him on the ground after a while. Didn't work for him. Let's go to the replay. Show him, Mike, why you missed that nose.
Well, you get to it and you watch. He's trying to reach for that nose. You want to lock that in your elbow. He doesn't get to that, tries to grab it with his hand, not enough power. This is a tough pen of steers that they've drawn tonight. It's not the pups, so you want to make sure you take care of your business once you get to the dirt.
Absolutely, and it's got to be a businessman's night here tonight because we have the tough steers. Now, Curtis Cassidy, he knows how to get it done. He's riding Casper, slide in there, bring him around over his hip, and put him on the ground. Not extremely fast, but extremely technical, and it's what he had to do.
Well, he did. And you look at this run, we talked about it. He's 4-4. We talked about making sure you hook that nose. He gets to it, locks it in there, spins the steer over, gets himself a 4.4, puts himself on the leaderboards.
All right, Rowdy Hayes, Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, pair of bulldogging brothers, and of course, Hoover the dad, bringing him up right. All right, slide in there, get a hold of some horns, slides him, brings him around. One more time, technique is of the utmost importance, and it happens for him here today as he brings him across his hip.
A little bit deep down the pen as we get going down there, you see he's down there a ways. That 5 and 9 is going to put him on the boards right now, but all it's going to do is keep him inside of the average. All you want to do is be consistent night after night as we go to Travis Rie. The all-round champ of Canada, one time the Marathorpe Alberta Cowboy is about to get down on one. This guy is tough and strong. Once you get to that nose, it usually doesn't last long, and just like that, he flaps one and puts it to the ground.
You bet. Technically perfect is what Travis did here today. He's an all-around champ of Canada. Not only that, When you go into his basement, he's got 56 championship saddles on the wall, as I mentioned last night, and that is why, right there, when you get a chance to get one, hammer.
Consistent. Let's go to my man, Coleman Corhorst, Okotoks, Alberta. Had a great time last night. Time to get down on another one here. This guy is all about consistent. He's never give up. All about the grit and determination. Coleman gets down on one and makes another run. So that's going to keep him in. He's in on 2 head, which is ever so important leading up to the end of the week when we talk about the average.
You bet. 6 flat last night. Now he misses that inside horn. Gets out, reshapes, resets, and goes to the ground. Now he's going to be an 8 and 7. It's all right. No money tonight, but like you said, average.
Let's head to Zara, Alberta. Dayton Raworth is making a trip. He needs to make a little money though. He's deep down there, gets to the front end of this, and it's all about quick. Yeah, makes a good run.
You bet. Technically perfect. Once again, once he gets off the Bulldog and horse, runs him right down a little bit to the left here. Gonna push him almost into the fence as you see him taking it easy, bringing the steer around, and just making sure he gets a hold of that nose and laying him over.
That's it.
All right, next man to go. We are gonna back in the box with Cody Cassidy. Businessman deluxe when it comes to the rodeo world. He knows what it needs to get done. Check it out. You want to talk about technique? Whack. There it is right there. Stettler, Alberta man going to town.
It is. He fell last night from 3rd to 6th, but he's going to make up some ground here. This 4.5 second run is smooth as silk. Cody Cassidy done that so many times inside of this arena, and that's the reason he's a many-time champion. As we head to Cochrane, Alberta, and Tanner Milan, one of the guys that's going to represent us at the National Finals Rodeo coming up in December, he gets down to this one. He had the broken barrier last night. This night, make no mistake about it, the guy with the number 6 back pash was getting after it.
You betcha. Now the Milans have invested in some horsepower here in the last 365 days. Check out the run he made there. He's got Little Smoke on one side, Brother Bailey's hazing on Lee Graves' old paint on the other. Oh, wow, it's an awesome setup. Scotty Gunther, Consort Alberta, maintaining that first place with $33,000 in the bank as it stands right now. Brings it over his hip. Oh no, tragedy. He missed the nose, but as luck would have it, he was able to recover and get a hold of one, putting him on the ground.
Well, and he makes an okay run here. Here's a guy that was selected or qualified to come here last year, couldn't make it due to injury. He's here this year, so he's competing in his first CFR. You know what? Good run for Scott. He's got one down, a little bit of confidence in the back.
All right, let's go to Didsbury. Brandy new rancher Morgan Grant. Here's the guy. He is not riding his own horse here today. Bumps got hurt. We've got walkers on the barred side. Okay, painted steer. Oh,
Hang
no.
on.
Oh, no.
Hang
Hold the
on to this
horn.
one.
Uh-oh. And it comes around. Didn't work for him here today. Mike, run through why that inside horn is so important.
Well, it's so important because you want to be able to shape that steer up. He doesn't get to it. Last night had a great night. Goes to go to the nose, misses the inside horn, misses the nose. Now he's fighting for his timing life. You look at him, go, left-hand turn by the steer. He ends up on his lips. Last night he went from 12th to 3rd. This no time's going to hurt him.
All right, big straws, Milan. Here is the second set of the Milans. Lady on the far side, Little Smoke once again underneath him. Gets down real early, brings one around, hammers him to the ground. Uh-oh, he's looking back at the barrier line. I wonder if it's a problem. And by the way he's walking, I think we got a +10.
Yeah, that's not the happy walk. What would have been 3 and 8 and a win in the round turns into 13 and 8. And you know what? Happy feet is not him.
And you know what? With Straws Milan, there's a vast difference between happy walk and not happy walk. As we go to Dustin Walker, Aneroid, Saskatchewan. Man in black here tonight, nods his head from across the line on that great bay bulldog and horse. Shapes him up just right now. A bit of a struggle with the black steer. They knew these were the tough ones here today. He came to town to be technically right, and he did it.
And he gets things done. Let's watch. He cowboys up here a bit as he gets to the nose, down on the head. This is a bit of a wrestling match, but he's not going to quit. Keeps the shape going, and down he goes. Dustin Walker gets himself a great qualified run. Look at that. Here's your champ on the day, Curtis Cassidy.
That is the happy dance for Curtis Cassidy right there. He's tipped his hat with 11 times as champion here in Northlands. He's putting it together to do it one more time. Casper puts him in the hole, grabs the nose. Just a beautiful run of a 4-4.
An awesome run. Let's go to the leaderboards in the steer wrestling. This is how the steer wrestling shook down tonight. Curtis Cassidy in at 4-4. Tanner Milan and brother Cody splitting at 4-5. Travis Rie 4-9. Dayton Raworth 5-8, and Rowdy Hayes at 5-9. There's your top 6 tonight. Here's how the monies were handed out. Curtis Cassidy $12,159. Tanner Milan and Cody Cassidy each with $7,482. Travis Rie puts $2,806 in the bank account, and Dayton Raworth puts $1,247 in his Wranglers. Here's the official standings. Right now and up to date, Scott Gunther still in the lead at $36,000 and change. Tanner Milan, Morgan Grant both at $33,000. Justin Miller at $31,000 and $322. Travis Rie $29,000. Cody Cassidy at $28,000. Let's head down to the Rexall. Join up with Alana Nolan in the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
A 4.4 second run for Curtis Cassidy. How did you do it?
Drew a good steer, obviously, and my horses worked really good and got a good start, made a good run. Charles Briggs has been looking after our horses all week out there at the vet clinic in Sherwood Park and kept Casper on his A game, and he's been feeling really good every night. And if your horse gives you a good chance, it makes your job a lot easier. And yeah, draw a good steer, ride a good horse, then all the rest is up to you.
With only 19,001 coming into tonight, what was your focus for day 2 of the CFR?
I mean, it's the same every day. You got to come in here and with the eye of the tiger, but at the same time you got to come in here and be like smart about things too, because we weren't sure on every rodeo these steers go to. They kind of change sometimes. So last night I was a little late on the barrier, and I wanted to get a better start tonight, but I still wanted to be honest enough to not break the barrier either, because you kind of want to, first 2 nights you want to feel out the steers to see how they're going to perform, and then the rest of the week now we'll know what they're all going to do, so we can make a little better game plan.
Thanks for this, Curtis.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com. Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
When the party's over and you need a friend, who's it likely to be? Who's the first one you'll see? Probably me. Probably me.
Learn how you can help homeless animals find their forever family. Visit arcs.ca.
Time for the team roping, Tim. This is going to get rapid.
You betcha. One on the front, one on the back. 5 minds got to come together in one common goal. We're going to start with 2 of the best. Clint Bueller, and on the back side, come on, Mr. Tunke. Do it with that good-looking done horse. What do we have? A little bit of a bobble. No big deal. 2 feet come together. Let's go to the replay. All right, what happens on the front side? You betcha. Mr. Bueller on the good buckskin. Roll into the hole and get it done. 6-1 as we watch Trent Tunke clean it up on the backside.
A great run and a great way to start our team roping with the team of Tunke and Bueller. Let's head to Riley Warren and Murdoch Keith. Murdoch's been here a couple times before. Riley Warren, he's got to help him out. Look at that, throws a lot of line. Time to pick up a pair and get things done. Look at that. We're 2 for 2, but he did slip 1 leg.
You betcha. Doc throws a lot of line, ropes him around the brisket. Tell you what, good big head horse sliding out on him here. Tries to handle the steer as best he can. Steered a little wild on the backside. Riley grabbed the leg. We're going to have to add 5.
Let's go to Clint Weston and Travis Booth. This could be a spoiler team if they can get out there and put some good runs together. Look at this. Yeah. We got 3 for 3, but once again, a single leg.
You know what? They're still in the average, though, even with that single leg. We are going to have some teams blowing out throughout the week. These guys are trying to keep their name on the board. He roped that left leg, slipped the back one, and ended up with a 5-second penalty.
Give them 11-3 as we go to the Americans. Garrett Rogers and Jacob Miner, they're teaming up to see if they can make some money here at this year's CFR. Oh, that's a tough break on the front end. Just chucked a bunch of line and didn't even catch a piece of horn.
You know it's hard when you get out as good as he did right there. He wanted to get out of his hand fast, just wasn't quite ready for it.
That will be a no time for them as we go to the sensation, the young one in Colton Schmidt. His partner Dustin Searchy making his first trip to the CFR. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a great run. Ends up picking up nothing but a little bit of air. Colton Schmidt makes a great head catch. Off to the heel side we go, and nothing there for them today.
Casper Roy, Steel the Pulley on the head side. Steele's riding Badger, head horse of the year a couple years ago. Casper's riding Bam Bam, heel horse of the year right now.
Well,
Steelo does not get it to hammer around the bone.
It has nothing to do with the four-legged superstar. It's all in the hands, and today that didn't work out for them.
No, sir. We're going to go to the next team on the board. Here's Roland McFadden and Tyrell Fluelling, as solid as the day is long. Come on, Pony, do it for me. Tyrell on the backside. Yes, sir. Tapes them together.
That's it. That is as smooth as run as we get. Roland McFadden, we're going to refer to him as Pony. That's his nickname. The Pony puts one on the front side. On the back side, look at this. That is about as perfect a run as you're going to get here inside of Rexall Place. 5 seconds flat.
You betcha. Let's go to the McCarroll brothers. They're here from Camrose, Alberta. They are in first place right now. Come on, guys, with a Rowan on the backside. The Bay. Ooh, yeah, good run.
They are putting it together. You see the fist pump. They're excited. They've got one in the books now. That steer gets running a little bit right, but you notice they get him running up the pen, pick up a pair of feet, and they make it look too easy almost.
You bet they practice for it. Let's go to the cousins, Brett Buss, play white.
All right, Brez, time to do it as he goes to pasting it on the top. A pair in the back. Looks like we got a single there. That's going to cost them 5. Little head shake. They're not overly happy, but it's a qualified time. And you got to start somewhere when you're having a tough CFR 10-7 for Buss and White.
Top steer to rope. Didn't show it on the video, but he was way out the outside. Hard to get around. Let's go to Rocky Dowling, Clayton Hansen.
Clayton Hansen, the self-taught auctioneer off of YouTube. Well, I think we're going to have to go get a little bit of rope in there. Everything's going to be great for him. Hansen comes out, doesn't even catch that outside horn. Rocky Dowling's left spinning in the air, and tough luck for them. Here is a pair of guys.
You betcha. Levi Simpson, Jeremy Bueller. Watch him get it out of his hand. Now, yes, whack. Jeremy Bueller on that good done.
Look at that.
Pantyhose on top of it all.
That's exactly it. Fear the beard.
Let's get on that same camera angle. Watch Levi. He is absolutely laser accurate with that head rope. And Mr. Bueller on the backside, no different.
Picks him up. That's going to be my new hashtag, Fear the Beard. As we go to Clay Ulery and Kevin Schreiner, here's a pair of guys that have got to it as of late. Since August, they've been on fire and once again put together a run that's going to suit them just fine. But let's watch on the heeling side. A little problem there. Clay Ulery gets it on. Squig comes in, but the single leg, Tim, that's not what we wanted.
You betches. We go to the winning lap. We have Roland McFadden, and on the backside, Tyrell Fluelling. Look at him. He looks happier than a gypsy with a stolen pony.
Well, that's it. And look at this run they put together. 5 seconds flat for Roland McFadden. Tyrell Fluelling. Let's go to Alana Nolan in the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Roland McFadden and Tyrell Fluelling in the winner's circle tonight. Roland, what was the key to that 5-second run?
And I think I just tried to get a good start. I broke the barrier last night, so I just tried to get a good start and get him on a short rope. And when I do that, Tyrell gets in there and gets him pretty fast, and we seem to finish our run off real good. So I think that was the main thing.
You're no stranger to this CFR. How do you approach each night here in Edmonton?
Well, I mean, anytime we come up here, it's always exciting and sure like being here. But honestly, every night I just try to relax back here before we go and just try to do what I've done all year, and if it wins first one night, that's awesome, but I'm just going to try to catch them all and not stray from my game too much.
Tyrell, without getting too far ahead of ourselves, what would it mean to win another Canadian championship to you?
It'd be really, I want to win it. I'm trying to win, but it's not the end of the world. We're just trying to catch every steer one at a time, and then at the end of the week, see where we end up.
Thank you for this, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Let's go to the leaderboards, and things look like this. We've seen it. Roland McFadden, Tyrell Fluelling, 5 seconds flat. Levi and Jeremy in there at 5 and 4, 5 and 5 for the McCarrolls. Clint Bueller, Trent Tunke in at 6 and 1. Clay Ury and Kevin Schreiner at 10 and 1 and 10 and 7 for Brett Buss and Clay White. There's your top 6. Well, 11 and 3, then 12, and a whole bunch of no times. 4 of them to be exact. Tough luck for those guys, but with everyone missing like this, it could come up big. Overall today, $6,079 for McFadden and Fluelling, $4,500 for Simpson and Bueller. The McCarrolls take $2,900 home, $1,400 for Bueller and Tunke, and Clay Ury and Kevin Schreiner each get $623. Look at that. No dollars for Weston Booth, McCarroll, DePoli, Rogers, Schmidt. The whole bunch of them are leaving with nothing to add to their bank account, but tomorrow's a new day. We go to the overall standings. The McCarrolls are in the lead, 27,000. McFadden and Fluelling have climbed up to second spot, 26 and 789. Simpson and Bueller at 22,000. Another 22,000 for Buss and White. And Steele DePoli and Casper Roy finish out the top 5 at $17,944. We head all the way down to the 12th place team. They're 10,000 and 12,000 in 12th place. But you know what? With 6,000 up and 4 more go-rounds, there's lots of room for them. I got to ask you, Tim, have you ever thought of where the whole rodeo queen thing came from?
I have, but I was wondering, what'd you come up with?
Well, I got this great thing coming up. Let's go back down, right downtown, and find out where the whole alumni for Miss Rodeo Canada came from.
All right, let's check it out.
These talented young women use their style, horsemanship, and public speaking abilities to earn their title of Miss Rodeo Canada and spend a year traveling the globe promoting rodeo. But what about when that year is up?
It's 365 days and you're done. But these women that have, dedicated not only just a full year to rodeo, but a lot of them their entire lives to the sport of rodeo, I think they deserve recognition.
In order to recognize these hardworking women and allow them to continue to inspire, the Alumni Association was created in 2006.
It's just an opportunity for us all to get together. We are a very powerful group. It's such an amazing group of women. It's unbelievable.
And it all began in 1955 with Connie Ivins, the very first Miss Rodeo Canada.
It was very interesting. We didn't know too much about it then, but we had the same concept that they have now, the horsemanship, the speaking, and the appearance. I had a lot of the same rules they have nowadays. You couldn't misbehave. You had to do what you were supposed to.
And Miss Rodeo Canada had to be multi-talented.
And this one was done by the Lethbridge Herald. This was when I went on this TV station, and I tap danced. I tap danced a lot when I was young, and I taught dancing.
I'll throw it in the hay rag.
For Susan Killam, the title came as quite a shock.
Being crowned Miss Rodeo Canada that November 13th, 1981 was, I didn't think I was going to win. I don't know why.
But she fully embraced the title and all that went with it.
I believe that Miss Rodeo Canada is kind of the ambassador to pro rodeo, and that she offers for young people, young women, inspiration and to keep up with the Western way of life.
And this year, the Alumni Association is honoring 3 inspiring past Miss Rodeo winners. Jody Brisebois, Miss Rodeo 1997, Susan Killam, Miss Rodeo 1981, and of course, Connie Ivins, Miss Rodeo Canada 1955.
As our group grows, we would like to be involved in the community somehow and just give back to the community and also to continue on our path of promoting rodeo.
For Shaw TV, I'm Jen McDonald.
It's time for the bronc ride, and Tim, this is going to be fun.
Last event in rodeo, let's go to a classic horse in the game. Shoshone Mountain, check it out. Court Shear coming to town. Here it is. You want to look it up in a textbook, he's showing you how to do it today. Great big bucking horse, great cowboy. Just looking for a pickup man saying, hey man, day off for me.
Yeah, exactly. He made it look too easy. You watch the guy that made $60,000 plus last year comes out. Shoshone Mountain gives him a trip. How about that 81 and change ride for the Nebraska Cowboy?
You bet. I love that horse. They win a lot of money on it, and Calgary Stampede is proud of her. Let's go to Dustin Sapola. Here's another one of my favorite CS horses, Xena Warrior.
Well, anytime you see that Warrior name, ever so indicative of great bucking stock, and Dustin Sapola, a guy that came in, he just got tossed.
She was upset today. Do you see her shaking her head, giving him some slack and taking it away? Watch this. She changes leads about 3 times in the first 4 jumps. Dustin Sapola doing all he can do to scratch and save a little saddle. Man, it didn't work. Ejected out the right side, and as we get to do once a day on the cowboy carpet.
That's exactly it. Let's go to Zeke Thurston. Big Valley, Alberta, Board Eclipse. He needs to put a big ride together right at the gate. Goes to exploding on him. The paint bucks him off. You don't see that 2 days in a row very often from Zeke Thurston.
Absolutely not. You know, Wayne Vold's extremely proud of that horse, and you show why. A lot of power, a lot of drop, and bucks off a guy that's won a lot of money in 2015.
He has, and you know what? He's got to get on a roll here. Let's go to Sam Kelts, Millerville, Alberta, aboard Get Smart. This could be the matchup of the day. Here's a guy that just wants to get out and ride a bucking horse. Get Smart, another one of those great horses from Northcott's that gives you the chance every time you get on to punch your ticket at the pay window.
You bet, and here is the prime example of why they have won so many awards with Get Smart. We've given beautiful halters away to this guy going up and down the road, Ace Northcott and crew, bringing him to town. Cracks out, watch the kick, and he's got that drop and hang in the air. That is where you make the money. You know what? Sammy Kelts used him, got to the front end when the front feet hit the ground. He got a whole pile of points. Absolutely awesome.
87.5 for Sam Kelts. Nice ride, cowboy. As we head back down to the buck and shoot, it looks like this. We go to Smiling Chet Johnson. Douglas, Wyoming, he's aboard Awesome. Another one of those great horses that come from the Vold crew. Hang on to this one, Chet.
You bet. Awesome is just that. We've watched him go up and down the road. We saw him at Calgary. We see him here at Edmonton. You're going to watch him throughout the month of December. He's just checking out the people in the third row saying, man, I'm glad this is over, but this horse is spectacular.
As we watch him again, he comes out with that 83.25 point ride. He makes the best of what wasn't an exactly perfect ride tonight. So Chet Johnson, you should be proud of yourself, putting yourself on the leaderboard tonight. I don't know that that guy has very many bad days.
He does not. And speaking of good days, here's a guy that wakes up and says, I am going to take the world by the tail. Wild West Wade Sundell. Come on, buddy. Let's get it done today. He has Gross Beetle from Calgary Stampede. We were talking about Gross Beetle earlier on. You figure one to go to town and make a little money on. Here's a matchup.
Well, and watch as Wade does it. He does not miss one spur lick throughout the whole ride. This guy is all cowboy all the time. Doesn't matter where you watch him, he's going to kick, spur, and make the best of any horse. He even makes the average horses look great. 87 points for Wade Sundell.
You know, 87 points, almost enough to take the lead by 1/2 a point away from Sammy Kelts. And check it out, Wild West is playing with the crowd here again tonight. As we move to Josh Harden, Big Valley, Alberta. Evening Mist is where we're going to today, brought to you by the Franklin Championship Rodeo Company. Great big white horse. Josh Harden's in trouble right off the bat and ejected out the left-hand side. Man alive, that didn't feel real good at all.
Well, here's a guy that qualified for this CFR by way of going to the Cinch Tour finale. A tough night tonight aboard Evening Mist from the Franklins. And Josh Harden, Friday is a new day, my friend. Let's recoil and get things back in line for then.
You bet. Cody DeMoss, Heflin, Louisiana. Here is Biff. Now, Biff is a great big pony brought to you by Calgary Stampede once again. Takes 3 big strides out there and then goes to bucking straight up the back end. decides to go around the left-hand side here today. Cody DeMoss, here's another guy that just is absolutely on top of his game. This guy is going to be hard to beat. No matter where you put him in the entire bronc riding world, he is going to rise to the top.
Well, when you come out as the #1 guy in the Canadian standings, the #1 guy in the PRCA standings, he has had a year, and this is the reason why. He makes it look that easy, and he's just on top of his game.
You bet, darn near unstoppable, and when you put him with a good Calgary Stampede horse as well, almost freight train worthy. How about Leighton Green, Beacon Creek, Alberta, Tiger Warrior? You know, I talked to today on the telephone. I said, what do you figure? She said, he's a handful, and right there, as he goes out the left-hand side, handful is what it was.
Well, he knew he was matched up against Tiger Warrior, no day off in the bronc riding. He comes out, he gets a little duck and a dive, horse goes right, he goes left, and that's going to give him nothing but what the crowd gives him in applause. So tough luck for the Meeting Creek Cowboy.
You betcha. One of the rules, these Cowboys don't walk out of here with their chins on their chest. Let's go to Chuck Smith, Keldon, North Dakota, Rock Star, another one of these great big dappled grays. And what the brand is, Bar C5. Come on, Vern. Here is one you're proud of. We've talked about him before. Coming around to the right-hand side, he uses him up. Chuck Smith, he's on the ground, safe and sound.
Well, and a nice ride by Chuck Smith. He wasn't happy with last night's performance. Comes out, does it up, decorates this horse a bit to an 84.5 point score. You know what, Chuck? You've started your CFR. You're only one day late. Let's put it together from here on in.
Absolutely. Let's check this guy out. Big Jim Barry, Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. This is Matter of Fact. Now, of course, Matter of Fact taking care of business once again from that 20,000-acre Stampede Ranch. Oh, my goodness sakes, we're working here today. Straight out the backside. Jim is big and strong. The horse is big and strong as well. I like this matchup. We're going to see some points here for Mr. Jim Barry.
Well, Jim makes an awesome ride, but let's watch the start. As they crack the latch on this chute, it's a 180-degree turn. They bang his right leg off the post there, but Jim gets to it. Lick for lick matches that horse. You said it earlier, a big guy on a big horse, and they make a great team for 83 points.
All right, here's my friend, Kyle Thompson, Lundbrook, Alberta. Stone Crossing is where they call him here today. Now, Kyle knows how to take care of business each and every day, and once again, he's been on this Calgary Stampede horse before. This is Texas Cherry. Great big painted pony, straight out the backside. Not a lot of drop on this horse, but a whole pile of power, as you can see right there at the end.
You don't buck that guy off too often. Just an amazing cowboy who's been a Linderman Award winner and an all-around champ many times in Canada. That 80.5 score he's going to take, because that was not the smoothest ride you'd find on that Cadillac.
You bet. Those last couple jumps roughened up a little bit on him. He got a little bit loose, maintained for the 8, but you see he lost a couple of points, not taking the lead. Well, here we go with our winning round. Sam Keltz, Millerville, Alberta, join up today with horse of the finals and horse of the Ponoka Stampede as well from Northcott's Get Smart. Watch this one more time. Awesome cowboy, awesome horse from Ace Northcott. Couldn't do any better.
Well, it was an amazing ride. Our Alana Nolan had the chance to catch up with Sam Keltz.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Sam Keltz, you matched up with Get Smart today for an 87.5 ride. How did that feel?
Really good. It was a little touch and go, a couple jumps, but with a horse that's that bucky, that happens, and that's the ones you can be the bigger points on. So.
When you found out you had Get Smart, what was your reaction?
Oh, I was quite happy to have him. I think can't remember, that's the 5th or 6th time I've had him, and that's a really bucky little horse I've got along with good in the past. So.
What does it do to your confidence level to ride a horse like that in the elimination pen?
Oh, it's always good to get through the eliminators and get a score, because it's pretty bucky pen horses we picked this year. So.
Cody DeMoss has a huge lead on this group. What's it going to take to dethrone him?
Win a lot. Try and catch up.
Awesome. Thanks for this, Sam, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
As we look at the Saddle Bronc standings from tonight, it looks like this. Sam Keltz, 87 3/4. Wade Sundell at 87. Chuck Schmidt, 84.5. Cody DeMoss, 83.5. Chet Johnson at 83.25, and then an 83 to Jim Barry. Court Shear, 82.5, and 80.5 for Kyle Thompson. Everyone else hit the dirt tonight. Tough luck for the rest of those Cowboys. This is where we handed out the money. Sam Kelts with $12,159. Wade Sundell, just over $9,000. Chuck Schmidt, $5,923. Cody DeMoss picks up another check at $2,806, and Chet Johnson puts $1,247 in his wallet. We look at the overall standings, and they're starting to break it down a bit, but it's the two Americans at the top. Cody DeMoss in there at 57. Wade Sundell at 41. Sam Kelts jumps to third with $34,000. Chuck Schmidt, Jim Barry, and Leighton Green round out your top 6 contestants tonight in the Saddle Bronc.
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Wildlife is all around us, even in big cities. Birds, bats, deer, snakes. Sadly, these and other creatures are often considered pests. What about the trouble that we cause wildlife? As we continue to expand our communities, we destroy animals' natural habitat, forcing them to adapt to ours. But we can learn to live in harmony with wildlife by doing simple things. To learn more, visit hww.ca.
Tim, it's fast, it's technical. Are you ready for it?
You betcha. It's one of those events where you put a horse and a cowboy together, and they have to both trust each other. Let's check out the tie-down roping.
Let's head to our first man who's going to back into the box. Look at that right there. Riley Warren, Stettler, Alberta, wants to get things done here quickly. You see the nod of the head. Comes out, gets that calf roped real quick. Now it's time to get to the business end of it. Gets him flanked, put it on, pig and string done. 2 wraps, half hitch, and has to climb back aboard that horse.
You bet. He rides ahead to make sure that tie is not found wanting. Now he is in 8th place with an $18,000 win. 8 flat is what we're going to post here today. Takes the chance with a wrap and a half. On back to Mona.
Perfect. That's just a good run to start things off. As we go to former champ of Canada and Alwyn Bouchard, who can get it done time and time again. You don't want to write the last check till this guy's gone.
You bet. He's roping sharp too. Delilah's working good. Gets that big knee under there. You watch. He blocks these calves perfect every time. Another wrap and a half. We're going to slow it down and show you the replay with an 8-1, 1/10 of a second off Riley Warren. Delilah is getting back for him beautifully. Gets the calf handled. Wrap and a half hitch. It is all over.
We're taking a few chances with that single wrap. Hopefully people don't get into trouble. As we go to the second-year cowboy here at the CFR, and Kyle Lucas. His daddy was pretty handy at this event. Let's see if he can match him here. That black and white calf gets him flanked. Money, 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 get to it. Another chance taken with a single wrap.
You bet. Calf kind of moves over to the right-hand side on him. Had to take another swing. Hangs with the done horse until he gets stopped. Handles the calf pretty good. I like this little calf. Takes a wrap just right. Throws his hands in the air. A little bit off the pace. We got another one down.
8-1 for him. As we go to the former world champion, Sulphur, Louisiana's Shane Hanchy. You see that good white horse he's riding? That's TJ. That's Logan Bird's horse. A lot of the Americans ride that. Look at this. This guy is as smooth as silk. Fast hands done.
You bet. He was 7-9 last night. Matches it up one more time with a 7-7, shaving 2/10 of the second off. I want you to watch how he handles his string right there. He is decisive and precise each and every time he strings that front leg.
Well, and that's what makes him a world champion. As we go to Renan Richard, Roosevelt, Utah, who's here at the CFR for his first time in the tie-down roping.
You bet. He is going to come across that line now. One more time, runs past him just a little bit. You see what happened there? The calf took a little bit of a jump over to the side. He knew what happened, ties him solid, ties him tight, stays in the average.
Well, and you watch Ren as he comes out. That 8 and 8, here's where the bobble's going to happen. Runs past, that calf jumps ahead, costs him 2 seconds right there. We could have seen another 7 and change run, but he's going to be happy with that, a qualified time.
You bet. All right, let's go to Matt Shizawa, setting a arena record last night, riding that beautiful bay mare that he cracked out this August. All right, cross the line, gets one roped right out in front. She does her job, picks the calf up a little bit. That's going to cost him. String the front one. He knew he had a bobble already. May as well tie him tight. He was good to do so. That calf strained right there at the last second.
Well, he wants to make sure it's a qualified time. Put him in there at 8 and 4, and we watch. Takes a little bit of time flanking, strings the calf, gets out there, stack, wrap, and, well, completes it and gets himself another time.
You betcha. Let's go to Dean Edge, Rimbey, Alberta. All right, Dean and Sid going to come across the line. They introduce Sid tonight, Calf Horse of the Year, one more time. That is 7 and a new precedent. Handles his calf real good right there, beautiful. Now, let's string the front one, goes ahead and takes a shortcut as well. Good job, Dean.
He keeps winning money. You're going to keep feeding the horse. That's the way this is going to go down. Dean, great run with him, 7 and 7. This is about as flawless a run as you can make, so congratulations to Dean Edge and Sid in there after a disappointing first night.
You bet. Bad calf last night, great calf tonight. Ryan Jarrett on TJ. You see Logan Bird right there in the corner helping him out. Come across the line. You might think he forgot his tie string. This guy holds it in his belt. Watch how much faster he is than from the mouth. Dude, that guy is a blur.
That is rapid, 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 and he makes a great run of it. Watch it again as he comes out. That 7 and 8 time, he's 1 tick off the lead right now. That flank ever so quick. Pick and string on, and 2 wraps and done.
You bet. That is with 2 bobbles. He is still that fast. As we go to Scott Meeks, Clyde, Texas. Clyde's here, moved up to Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. Gets across the line. He's been doing quite a bit of practice in that Rimbey country as well. He's a great guy to be around, handles cattle beautifully. Check out the tie on this guy.
Well, he makes a great tie and a great run for the lead singer from the Smokin' Armadillos.
You bet. He's shaking his head on the way back to that calf. I wonder if we got a speeding ticket. No time is what they've decided. We have got a bit of a foul on that calf. They are going to go ahead and adjudicate him with a no time. Rule books need to be followed. Happened to Scott tonight.
Well, and that's exactly the way that it goes down. Let's go to Lee Rombo. Sexsmith, Alberta. Needs to get himself on a roll here. Things aren't going the way he wants. Out he comes, gets it on there. Now it's time to get to the business end. Flanks on. Look at this. Pretty good tie, great time. Those are some fast hands. As he gets back to the horse, you got to climb aboard and wait for that 6 seconds to elapse.
Absolutely. They ride ahead just a little bit and allow that calf to test the tie. That is what I'm going to call happened right here tonight. Got a bad little trouble. See, he strung that calf way up top on the dew clock. Not going to work for him here today.
Nope.
One more
calf ticks free on him. Let's go to Morgan Grant. Didsbury, Alberta, one of our 2-event cowboys that's here in the race for that High Point Championship. Gets out and makes a bunch of run here. Look at this. Down he goes. Come on, come on. No, no, no. Ever so resemblant of what happened to Dean Edge last night.
As a matter of fact, that is the very same calf that Dean Edge had last night. He's going to go back to Mac and ride him ahead. Watch this. Handles everything just right. He is roping super sharp. Good job, Morgan Grant. Gets the calf on the ground, strings the front foot, goes to gather, and there is that top foot coming up in the earlobe. No going to work for him here today, and he goes super long. Logan Hofer.
Yeah, Logan Hofer. McGrath, Alberta. This guy can be fast. Each and every time he comes out, look at this. Technically sound, gets to the calf. Great flank. Peg and string on, has everything in position. 2 wraps and a half hitch. Takes the extra insurance policy out. I think it's going to work out for him.
You bet. You talk about one that takes a tie. 7 and 5 for the man. Check this out right here. Strings decisively, and now 2 wraps and a half hitch right there. That is what you're supposed to do. 2-hand tie all day long, and still 7 and 5.
Save the best for last. Logan Hofer, 7 and 5, will be the go-round winner tonight. Night number 2 at CFR 42. Look at this run. Once again, flawless from Logan Hofer. Go on, string them, stack them, wrap them, done. Stop the clock. 7.5 seconds for Logan Hofer. Let's go to Alana Nolan. She caught up with Logan.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Logan Hofer is the last man out and smokes them with a 7.5 run. How did that happen?
Well, it was a pretty tough round of guys tonight. The Cavs were pretty good, and it took an 8-5 to place last night, and I was the last roper and knew I had to be 7, so I just let her all hang out, and it worked out.
Was there any advantage to going last then tonight for you?
You know, kind of actually. It's nice to know you got to be 7 at the end, or the time you got to beat, and as you try and go a little bit harder to try and beat them, but keep it in control.
Tell us a little bit about the horse you're riding here at the CFR.
My horse is 15 years old, and he's been working pretty good all year, and I can't flaw him any.
Thanks for this, Logan. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Let's look at how things shook down today in the tie-down roping. Logan Hofer, 7-5, then a pair of 7-7s for Dean Edge and Shane Hanchy. Ryan Jarrett at 7-8, Riley Warren at 8 flat, and Alan Bouchard in the 6th position at 8.1. Let's go to the monies handed out. 12,159 for Logan Hofer. Dean Edge and Shane Hanchy each walk away with 7,400 and change. Ryan Jarrett, 2,800.06. Riley Warren, 1,247, and Alan Bouchard, well, you're late. You're not going to make any money today, but we need to see where the standings are up to date now. Ryan Jarrett sits atop of the leaderboard, 36,000. Matt Shizawa, 33. Dean Edge finds himself in 3rd spot, just out of it by about $7,000. Shane Hanchy, Logan Hofer, and Scott Meeks are your top 6. We had the chance to catch up with Katie Lucas, Miss Rodeo Canada, a little bit earlier on. This is the time of day that we get the opportunity to catch up on what's going on in rodeo, where the future of rodeo is going, and what we can look to in the future. I'm joined by the 2015 Miss Rodeo Canada, Katie Lucas. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how your reign's gone and how your season's been?
Well, telling you how it's gone by fast. I have done actually over 705 different appearances this year, not including CFR week. And so it's made for a very, very fast year, but it's been amazing. I've traveled 3 countries, so Canada, the US, and just got back from Australia as well, and couldn't have asked for a better year.
If you could list one thing that you would call a highlight or something you didn't expect as Miss Rodeo Canada, what would it be?
I've been thinking about this question because it's so hard to pull a highlight, but a few weeks ago at the Pro Rodeo Canada Series Finals, I had the chance to partner with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I had a little girl with me, and her sister was actually a part of the Make-A-Wish program and had since passed away, and I was able to bring in the little sister and her brother and really make their day. So we had a mini rodeo queen, and it was perfect for the brother too because he was a Flames fan, and the Flames sponsored one of the teams, so he got to run in with the Flames Cowboys that night too. So it was really amazing, and I tell you, that little girl, she could take my job any day.
If there's one thing that you look back on and you say it touched you, say as a person, or is going to make you a better person in the future, besides the Make-A-Wish, obviously, what would it be?
Oh, you know, there's been so many things this year. Obviously, a lot with the little girls that idolize you, and because that was me when I was younger, but giving back to the sport of rodeo is definitely one of the big things that has really made an impact on me this year. That's why I ran for Miss Rodeo Canada. You know, it's not to dress in this beautiful outfit. It was to give back to the sport that I loved, and I truly feel like I was able to accomplish even just a small part of that this year. And it definitely was a sacrifice this year for me. There are a lot of other things that I had on the go that I put aside to run for the year, but it made the sacrifice more than worth it to be able to give back what I did to rodeo.
We're a performance into the CFR already. There's 2 days left in your reign. What do you do for 2 days? How do you take it all in and, you know, go to it?
Well, I think they do this on purpose. They fill your schedule as much as they can, so you don't even have time to think about it, really. I feel like I've been in November for a month already, and at the same time 2 minutes, because We have been just going. The girls are exhausted, and we do that on purpose because it is a real test of what you'll do throughout your year. So many people have asked me if I'm tired, and I just tell them no, because this is the pace that I've been making all year long. So it hasn't quite set in yet. We'll see. Ask me Friday night.
Perfect. We're going to switch gears a bit and talk about the future of rodeo and the future of Miss Rodeo Canada. Where do you see everything going from this point moving forward?
Well, for both Rodeo and Miss Rodeo Canada this year, we have expanded in leaps and bounds. Miss Rodeo Canada, we've been continuing to make improvements and changes and really elevate our brand, and that's a word that we've used a lot, just elevating this year. And I think Rodeo is really doing the same thing. We've got some new people in and a lot of business people in the sport of rodeo, and it shows even just in 1 year. And we know it's going to take a long time, and definitely it'll be at least a 3 to 5 year process to see some major changes, but I'm really proud about what we did this year for rodeo.
Now, we seen you a couple months ago. You did a show forecasting what's happening in rodeo and what's going to happen in rodeo. Since then, feedback, and where do you see it going?
You know, it makes me so proud to have worked on that show, and not because of the product that we put out, but because of the feedback that we got from it. I have so many competitors that have come up to me with their own ideas about what we can do to improve the sport, and I feel like it's really inspired them to put a lot more to the business side of being a cowboy, and that makes me happy. Not that we had all the right answers or that we had a solution that we're sticking to and that's going to be the be-all end-all, but that we inspired new ideas for the future of rodeo.
Well, Katie, it's been amazing. It's been awesome to have you here. I'm so glad that we got to catch up with you, and I hope the next 2 days are great for you, reigning Miss Rodeo Canada. Any final words to people?
Oh, you know, I just want to thank everyone so much for this year. It truly has been amazing and well worth all the lack of sleep. I've told people over and over, I'll just sleep next year. And it's been well worth it. Definitely one of the best years of my life. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The reigning Miss Rodeo Canada, Katie Lucas, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
This is where it's going to be fun. We turn the Texas Cloverleaf. It's time for the barrel racing, Tim.
You betcha, and I recognize that good-looking gray horse. That is Julie Leggett, Kamloops, British Columbia, and ice. He was 14,187 last night for a first-place win. Let's see what she can do. Barrel 1 is standing, although a little wide. She cleans up the number 2 one. Look at this ice horse covered ground. He may not look like he's going fast, but those strides are high with a 14,878.
Let's move to our next cowgirl as she's about to do it. Let's stick with BC and let's go to Katie Garthwaite. Time for her to have a little bit of fun. Frenchie is the blonde bombshell. She's aboard the four-legged superstar. We're around 1. On to 2 we go, up to 3 as we turn that Texas Cloverleaf. She's going to spin, turn, and burn. Keep it up. No, that will cost her 5 seconds. Tack 5 on, give her 19 and 562.
Yep, tragedy has struck for the young lady from British Columbia. Good-looking blonde horse. She knew, she looked at it, it was over. She gritted her teeth, shucks, gosh darn it, son of a gun. Let's move to a cowgirl's cowgirl. Westwold, British Columbia. This is Vader. Last night, she was 14,860 for the 4/5 split. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. $2,026 won last night. Come on, Vader. Let's get it done. Come across that line. Gayleen Buff, you hear him hollering. 14,870.
Nice run for Gayleen. Let's head down to the South Country, Oklahoma. Bernieville, Oklahoma, and Kayla Melby making her first trip to the Canadian Finals. She's going to take one to the right barrel first. On to the second barrel we go. She turns. Up we go to the top. Let's go, let's go. Look at her and Bug. Let's go, Bug. Go to the whip right now. 14 and 7-13.
14,713 is not a bad run considering today's deal. Now let's go to Brady Howell's Metaskau, Alberta. 4th time she's been here with a 14,952. She was off the pace last night. She is riding Gringo. Now this horse came back from an injury. He was bit as a baby by a coyote. He's missing the whole pile of his butt, but watch that motor as he pushes off with a 14 and 899. 14,899.
I'd still be running if I got bit by a coyote too. Let's go to the lady that comes on in the number 1 position. Riding the ladies barrel racing horse of the year. Here's Wicked and Nancy Chabai. Onto the first barrel, makes a nice clean run of that. Off to 2 we go. It's looking good so far for a clean on 2. Up to the top we go. I got an idea. Let's go to it right now. Ride it like you stole it, girl. 14.807.
Good run indeed, absolutely fantastic. Taylor Jacob, Carmine, Texas. Here is Bo, 19.159. Now she was about a second off the pace last night. Bo is back and he is ready to rock and roll. A little wide on number 1. Let's see if we can clean up number 2. She needs to have 2 tight barrels and one heck of a run home to go ahead and clean it up and get underneath that 14.8. 15.101 on the time. It's not going to work for her here today.
No, Bo just isn't liking the indoor in Edmonton as we head to Longview, Alberta, and Kendra Eady aboard Cat. This is a horse that's taken her to the pay window all year long, and we're going to see a little bit more of it here as we go to the right, then up to the second barrel. Watch this horse change leads. Gets up there, around that barrel, onto the third one. Quick, quick, quick. Kendra, take him home. 15.509. That's going to be late tonight. Not going to earn her any money this evening.
You bet. Let's go to the third CFR for Kirsty White, Big Valley, Alberta. This is Racy. 14.953 last night. Didn't win her any money. She's still in 6th place with $24,000 won on the year. Barrel 1 was safe and sound. She comes out of that one a little bit off center, but you know what? These cowgirls are cowgirls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 15.340.
Nice run for Kirsty White. Let's go to the 5-time Canadian champion. 22 trips to our CFR. Here's Okotoks' Deb Gully. You know that she is always going to be well mounted. This girl could just about ride anything in here and take the gold buckle away each and every time. Look at that on 2. Here we go, girl. Up to 3 you go. Help her home, friends. What do you say? A 14.895 for Deb Gully.
Let's go to the next cowgirl. This is Tony Dixon. It's her first ever CFR. Her and her husband Howie, son Michael, travel down the rodeo road along with Muffin. All right, yeah. Muffin. This guy, he burns a little bit more than diesel, though. He is on a jet-powered stream on the way through the CFR. Last night, came to town with a 14.844 for third and $5,900 on the win, which puts her in 5th place as she crosses the line with a 14.815 right there in there.
Nice run for Tony Dixon. As we go to Amy Kay, Bluffdale, Texas, via just outside of Ponoka. She's been hanging her hat there. Look at a pair of blondes inside the arena right now. It doesn't get any better than that. Oh, that first barrel overran it a bit, but she's gathering things up. Around 2 we go. Knocks that one down. This is not the run she was hoping to have. She turns 3. Friends, how about a little bit of your support for the Bluffdale cowgirl?
Absolutely. Even you folks at home can go ahead and show her exactly the help she needs. Man alive, let's throw some good vibes her way. Keep those barrels standing and the pattern clean as we welcome in your champion of the round here today. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please watch Kayla Melby for the 14.713.
Well, let's go to the winner's circle and Alana Nolan.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Kayla Melby at her first CFR, and you win night number 2. Just take us through your run.
Well, the first night I didn't have a very good run. My horse fell down on the third barrel. So tonight I was just going to make sure I had a perfect pattern and hope for the best.
This is just your second run. How has your CFR experience been so far?
It's been good. I came up to Canada to make the CFR, and the people are friendly and wonderful to be around.
Were there first night jitters at all for you, being a first timer here?
Not really. I'm not very good at getting nervous, so.
Well, that's handy to have in Brewers, and congratulations, Kayla.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
As we look at the leaderboards, it looks like this now in the barrel racing. Kayla Melby in there with a 14.713. Nancy Chabai 14.807. Tony Dixon in third. Gayleen Buff, Julie Leggett, Deb Gully are your top 6 cowgirls tonight. We go to the dollars for tonight, and we only pay 5 holes, $12,159 for Kayla. Nancy Chabai adds to her lead with another $9,000 and change. Tony Dixon picking up $5,900. Gayleen Buff with $2,806, and Julie Leggett picking up the final check with $1,247. This is what they look like overall. Nancy Chabai with about a $14,000 lead. Julie Leggett has moved up into second. Tony Dixon in third. Kayla Melby in fourth. Kendra Eady in fifth. And Taylor Jacob rounds out your top 6 cowgirls right now. Well, we got one event left. Are you ready for it?
Have you seen the draw? Absolutely, I'm ready for it. It's going to be awesome.
Let's go to the bull riding.
When the party's over and you need a friend, who's it likely to be? Who's the first one you'll see? Probably me. Probably me.
Learn how you can help homeless animals find their forever family. Visit arcs.ca.
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
A big thank you to our friends at Special Event Rentals for helping providing some of our set during the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Well, Tim, it looks like this. One event. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Here's the draw on the bull riding. It is going to be rough, tough, and all about the bucking bulls.
Let's head to the toughest 8 seconds on dirt. It's time for the bull riding. Let's start it off the right way, the best way we can. Bo Brooks, the man that comes in after qualifying through our Cinch Pro Tour. He is about to set a date for 8. Let's go to it, Bo. Look at this, making a ride, sticking with it. No, gets sucked down into the well and things don't happen the way he wanted it to.
You bet. That is Outlaw Buckers Memphis. You hear? He's got so much drop, so much power, just jerked that rope right out of Bo's hand. Not going to work for him today, and kissed him in the chin with some ivory on the way by.
Well, that's going to happen. Let's go to Scott Schiffner, Strathmore, Alberta, attitude dude, and Scott doesn't have any of it. The most humble guy I know, but one of the greatest bull riders in our sport. Look at this. Look at this. Scotty, you're making a ride. You are not going to whip this kid when you're spinning into his arm like that. He puts on a clinic tonight. Scott Schiffner, you the man.
You bet. Let's go to the replay. Great, big, beautiful bucking bull. Attitude dude. Man, Scott has raised his family the same way he rides bulls, with a solid foundation of athleticism and experience. Perfect situation right here. He's going to set down on the ground, and we're going to get some points.
86.25 points there as we go to your man. Here's Lonnie West, Cadogan, Alberta, aboard Big Rig.
I like this guy. He's not the underdog, but he by far is the young gun. Lonnie West, bam, was outmatched and overpowered by Big Rig of the Outlaw String. That is one heck of a large bucking bull.
There's a ton of power there. Watch this. Left-hand turn, and Lonnie just can't keep up with him. Gets him spun and helicoptered right off the back end. Tough luck for the Cadogan Cowboy.
You bet. Not going to work for him here today. Tyler Thompson, Black Diamond, Alberta. Today, Big Stones, Sugar Smack. I like this bull. He's big, he's curly, he's a bit of a Charlet cross. Gets down and dirty and turns right there to the right-hand side. Tate Thompson went ahead, saluted the bull, said he's all mine. I got him all day long.
That is it. Look at him. Gets spun into the dirt. There's a guy that is spending his last trip to the CFR here. What a great bull ride. Mark him at 84.5 points aboard Sugar Smack. TNT, you still got it, Cowboy.
You betcha. He had a little bit of a hang up there getting up. I believe he was just dizzy. That bull did make a lot of laps right there. Tyler Thompson gets up. He doesn't know exactly if it's Wednesday, Thursday, or next Tuesday. Jesse Torkelson, next man to go, Warburg, Alberta. Here's a Calgary Stampede bull by the name of Big Red.
Well, and exactly that. Look at the size of this dude. That one horn on the left-hand side, and he's riding them. This is all day long for torque. We talk about a former Canadian champion, and he makes it look easy.
Yes, sir, he did. He knows exactly how to handle this bull. I'll guarantee it's not the first time he got on him. Big Red and him join for an 82 3/4 points as he rides him to a left-hand spin all day long.
So far, the Cowboys are making this spinner pen look pretty darn good, and they're making the best of it. We have 3 qualified rides on the board right now. Let's see if we can get to another one.
All right, next man to go, Devin Mazie. No luck last night. He's on Compton bound from the Calgary Stampede firm as well. Carstairs Alberta Cowboy. He's already in 6th place at 27,001. Got it tapped off towards the beginning. Going into the well there just a little bit. Here's where we can watch the work of our bullfighters. Brett Monya and who's on the far side?
Scotty Byrne, the legend. Scotty Byrne, future Hall of Famer Scotty Byrne. But unfortunately for Devin Mazie, this is going to result in a no score. Let's watch. He gets over the front here and just gets out of shape. Then it's off he comes. Look at Brett Monya. Tries to take the hit and actually jumps over. Scott Byrne comes in and saves him. Nice work by the Cowboys.
Here's your neighbor from Okotoks, Alberta, Adam Jameson. This is Moles in the RC5 rodeo string. Right into the gate as he always does to that right-hand spin. That bull has got a lot of Cowboys. As soon as they crack that latch, he takes about a half jump out and wham to the right-hand side.
Well, you got to be ready for that turn. Unfortunately, out of his hand, and you know what? Adam Jameson wasn't there today. Tough luck for the newlywed.
Let's go to the next man, Tanner Gerlitz, Bowden, Alberta. Brahma Brutes Chrome is who he's drawn here today from the Outlaw Bucker String Serial Cowboy. Now, $7,400 padded his check, and
Oh, that was a spinning machine. He got caught inside of that storm. You know what? I don't know that there's been a bull that's spinned as quick as he has tonight. Watch Tanner in the middle. He's set, then he gets sucked back on his rope, out of shape, and out the back door he comes. Nothing to hang your head at. That bull doesn't get ridden very many times.
No, sir, he does not. It's time. Speaking of which, next guy to bring a bull here today, Jordan Hansen, Big Stone Rodeo Company, big old Toro. How about it? Right there, into his hand all day long, going ahead and having a money chop to boot.
That guy does not make many mistakes and has become one of the sticky guys in our game. It doesn't matter what you run under him, he's going to ride it. He may not be the most points, but he's consistent, and that's how he came into this as the second-ranked man in the bull riding.
81.5 is where he's at on the big white-faced bull. You know what? He's a little bit lower than Shifter just because of the factor that bull wasn't moving forward, always trying to jerk that rope away from him. Spinning in a spot, there's your 4-point difference.
Either way, he's 2 for 2. Let's go to the guy who was the champion from last night. Maple Creek, Saskatchewan's Jared Parsonage, and he is about to set sail here. Look at this. Left spin, go Jared, go, go, go. Gives him a few money chops. Look at this awesome ride by Jared Parsonage aboard Indian Turtle from the Vold crew. He's happy.
Oh my goodness, I know I've been betting a lot here tonight, but I'm going to bet on this guy. In the average, 2 for 2, 84.5 last night. He was 86.5. We are going to put some money in his jeans this week.
Oh, he's just having a great CFR. As we go to Pinocchio, Alberta, and Zane Lambert, the Manitoba Cowboy is about almost famous. This is a tough bull to ride. Just gets all out of time with him a little bit, but Zane Lambert up to the challenge tonight. Switches back the other way. Was he there? I think so.
We're letting the judges go to their stop clocks and do some adjudication.
Yeah,
and by
look at
the
that.
celebration, I believe we got one rode 84.25 on top of it, as Almost Famous does what he is famous for, coming out of that turn and giving the Cowboys an opportunity of making a few more points.
Well, that's it. We have a bunch of rides. Let's go to the #1 gun right now. Dakota Butter, Kindersley, Saskatchewan, as he's aboard Piranha. This is a Duffy bull that you better have your hammer cocked when you get on, because he's a whole bunch. Look at that. Sucks him back, gets him off his rope, jerks him over the front. Nothing but pull a knife on him. This bull is dirty, nasty, and it wasn't much fun for the Saskatchewan Cowboy.
John T. and Dustin Duffy have come together with a crop of stock here at the CFR. Absolutely spectacular. Well, let's celebrate with what I'm going to call today the wily old veteran, Scott Schiffner. Check it out on Great Big Bucking Bull. Does what he knows how to do all day long. Twist one.
That's it. Scott Schiffner, the most winning Cowboy. Let's head to Alana Nolan and the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Scott Schiffner showing the young kids how it's done on night number 2. You got on Attitude Dude. What happened on that ride?
You know, that's a great bull that come from Bruce Sundstrom. It's actually the 3rd time I've been on that bull, so this was a rubber match. I won a PBR event on him earlier this year, and he actually bucked me off in Abbotsford right at the whistle to win there too. So I was really excited to have him. He's one of the stronger bulls in this pen, I thought, so I knew if I could do my job. And he was just out and kind of big fake to the left and back to the right. And when I rode him last time, he just went to the left. So it's, but you can't ask for a better one in this pen of bulls.
You were actually one of the favorites to win this round. Why do you think that was?
I think just because we all ride great here, and I think it was just that bull. He was just a touch, you know, a little bit maybe stronger than some of them other bulls in that pen, and I was lucky that my name was beside him.
After getting on a pen of eliminators last night, how nice is it to get on some spinners and really show off what you can do?
You know, it is. I've struggled the last few years in that round, that first day, and you know, it makes me mad. I hate losing, and it's always nice to come back and on a set of bulls like this, and you know, they're the ones that we need to ride every time and can take out a little aggression and set the week up.
Congratulations, Scott. Thanks for this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Here's how things shaped up tonight. Scott Schiffner with that 86.5 that takes top honors. Zane Lambert in an 84.5. Jared Parsonage and Tyler Thompson split 3rd and 4th at 84.25. Jesse Torkelson at 82 3/4. Then we go to Jordan Hansen with 81.5. Everyone else hit the dirt a little early. So this is the way the dollars are handed out. Scott Schiffner puts another $12,159 into the bank account for the girls' college education. Zane Lambert, $9,041. Jared and Tyler each take home $4,365. And the Torque brings in $1,247. If we go to the standings overall as it looks now, Dakota Butter still in first at $47,000. Jared Parsonage catching him at $44,000. Zane Lambert at $38,000. Scott Schiffner has moved up to 4th place with $33,000. Jordan Hansen, Adam Jameson, Jesse Torkelson, and Devin Maisie are your top 8 cowboys in the bull riding. Tim, it was an exciting day number 2, and how about Scott Schiffner? 15 trips to the Canadian finals. He's been a 2-time champion, and I think he's timeless.
You know what? It just goes to show you that cowboys can be champions over and over again. When you got talent and athleticism like Scott Schiffner, proof is in the pudding.
Well, the proof's in the pudding, and someone who's as experienced as Scott is, we had the opportunity to catch up with him a little bit later in the week because he's going to talk to us a little bit about where he's seen rodeo come and go and where it's heading in the long run.
Great
What was
opportunity.
your highlight of the night?
My highlight of the night? Well, I'd have to say you got to go with family. Kid brother going ahead and splitting one in the round, taking a little bit of money home. Good job, Dean. Proud of you.
That just means you get to feed the horse more this winter.
That's okay. I'll feed that horse as long as he's around.
One of the guys that I was excited for had to be Tanner Milan. He comes out, makes another run, and has a little bit of fun with it. Tough luck on the first night because he broke the barrier. So, you know, that didn't work in his favor, but you put 2 times down. Here's a guy that's going to represent us at the National Finals Rodeo this year in Las Vegas.
You bet. It's a great opportunity of watching a guy like this who can be so consistent over the whole qualification and then the Canadian Finals Rodeo. We're watching the stepping stones of him putting together a world championship this year at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. 10 steers, 10 opportunities to lay him down, make the money.
The one guy I'm the most surprised at, if you talk about one guy that I would have expected bigger and better things from right now, it would have been Zeke Thurston. He's got run down on 2 horses, hasn't had a qualified ride yet. What are we going to do with Zeke Thurston?
You know what? It's hard to say what's going on. He could be fighting the horses. He could be fighting some equipment. He got up a little slow. My idea is he's probably fighting a little bit of pain, thinking about going to go down the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. He's saving himself just a little bit. Let's get down there and get it won. In the meantime, he's down on 2. That doesn't mean he can't come back, ride a whole bunch more, win a whole bunch more money, put it in his jeans, take it home.
When we look at a veteran like like the Cassidys coming in. Curtis Cassidy, another go-round win at the Canadian Finals. He's already got 11 gold buckles here at the CFR. Can he get another one?
You know what? You do not ever, ever, ever count Curtis Cassidy out. If he's behind you, look in the rearview mirror constantly because he will catch you. If he's in front of you, do not let off the gas pedal because he will get in front.
Well, we got a whole bunch of things to look forward to, some great things coming up. CFR 42 is well underway. We're 2 go-rounds into it, 4 more to go. Exciting things are going to happen. Give me one thing that you want to see.
One thing I want to see, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say, let's let Schiffner win one more.
Well, I think that's a great idea. You know, it's been an awesome night number 2 at CFR 42. On behalf of my good pal Tim Edge, Alana Nolan downstairs. Oh, we'll keep going here and make sure that we take care of things because you know what? It's going to be exciting, and what I want to see is have a bunch of guys that are going to have successful CFRs, because what we have done is given them the opportunity to win gold buckles.
You betcha. It's their year.
Bobdale Gloves CFR is brought to you by Bobdale Gloves. Found online at bobdalegloves.com.